Bob, you want to play the tape?
You remember, there were advances made to us. We did sell some gold.
I don't want to know about that.
You know, well, anyway, everybody knows.
Yeah, but now they're going to trace the gold account and find out where you're keeping the gold. That's another thing we're worried about.
Okay. So what really happened is that most of this gold was sold and there was something left. Now, but because the gold prices were moving up, Palau and Governor Star refused to finalize the contract.
Who's Governor Lacaros?
Central Bank.
The Central Bank of the Philippines?
Oh yes, I
good.
put it through him. So we did not do anything illegal.
But he's going to say it's your money.
It is my money, but I borrowed it from these people who were buying the gold. They wanted first chance to buy it. And I said, all right, but we cannot agree on the price.
Is he still in the Central Bank over there? He's dead.
Yeah.
A dead man can't talk.
But we have the paper showing that he was authorized. And they allege it.
Are they going to challenge the paper's authenticity of
They
the paper?
cannot because they even submitted it.
Do you remember the picture you were going to get with when you were talking about the veterans' gold that you own, and the man was going to give you a picture so nobody could have a question that it was yours or something, or sign a certificate? Isn't that dangerous to do that now?
Well, no. What I want to do is get the old receipts.
How can you get them? They're probably in Manila. You're not going to get them. You're trusting too many people is what I'm saying.
No. These are people who I did not choose. I was the source of the gold for a lot of settlers. We had gold, jewelry, you name it, silver, tungsten.
You were their leader.
Yeah, and they were turning into outlaws because there was no back pay, there were no arrears in pay, there was no medical service, there was no educational. So I had to come here to the United States and work for it, and we got it. But in the meantime, it took 2-3 years to pay them, and they were turning into outlaws. And they were the top of the entire Philippines.
But weren't you entitled to keep the gold? I mean, it's your gold.
Yeah.
You earned it.
No. We organized it. Most of it was mine, because the fact that we were the ones who found it. Of course, this son of a gun away. You remember there's somebody who filed an intervention in Rico, California, saying that I stole the golden Buddha from him and the other gold treasure of Imelda.
Can he prove it? Can he prove it?
That's what I asked him. If you can prove it, why don't you and I talk?
He can't prove it.
And he said, you son of a gun, you such a guy who started to curse me. You know damn well that you got the gold, but not from you. And he said, all right, not from me, but from my principal. Okay, he said, why don't we strike a bargain? This is one of the reasons why I cannot tell the gold now.
Why can't you know now? It's yours.
Because I don't know where it is.
But they'll trace it to you. And they'll trace it to you and they'll attack
I will
it.
trace it to me immediately.
But it is yours. I mean, you told it's your gold.
That's what I wanted to tell you, that we can easily pay all of this.
You can pay it back.
Of course. I got that gold sorted out.
You told me 400 tons or more than that. 4,000 tons. 1,000 tons. You know how much that is? It's $500 an ounce. 1,000 tons is 2 million pounds. That's a couple big.
No. Per ounce.
Today it's $4.90 an ounce. May 22nd, $4.90 an ounce. I saw it on the television. Or yesterday. I'm telling you. 1,000 tons or 1,000 pounds? Tons?
Yeah, but it's separate places.
Well, good. Keep it separate, because if you put it all together and they find one, you're out. They're going to get it all from you.
I know. But I don't even know where they are.
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
truck. That's their number one concern. They're not going to give up until they find that cash, or whatever you got, that hidden gold. Why, as smart as you are, why did you leave it in the Philippines? You had more foresight than that. Well, then I don't want to know. Seriously, don't get me involved. But what I'm saying is, somebody knows, and how do you know they're not going to turn on you? Doesn't that bother you? Doesn't that bother you that somebody over there knows? Let's say they made somebody a deal. Here's $40 billion worth of gold. We'll give you 1% of it.
Nobody knows how much it is. I'm telling you.
I'm the only one that knows? Well, then good. Don't tell anybody else. Your wife knows.
She doesn't know.
Well, I hope you tell somebody else in case, God forbid, something happens to you in your other situation. You won't have to forfeit $40 billion.
They already have taken made arrangements in the event of lockdown.
Okay.
And I think that is why I wanted my son to be in this, because he knows part of it.
Bong, you mean? Yeah, I meant Bong. Come on. Too high strung. Yeah.
She panics.
So I can just let it slide. Let me forget about the
Well, if I could sum up what I think we've just heard, Mr. Marcos indicates that he has 1,000 tons of gold hidden in the Philippines, and that not even he knows where all of it is stored. He claims that his wife, Imelda, does not know where the gold is, but that his son, Bang Bang, knows where some of it is. Is that correct?
That's correct, with one exception. I had a meeting with Imelda Marcos after my meeting, and I believe it was March 19th. We drove to a restaurant, and she did not tell the president where she was going. She said she was going to tell him she was going shopping, and asked me if I would meet her at a restaurant, and I did. And we went into the back of the restaurant with the security up front, her security, her drivers. And she talked lamentingly about the gold. She said, you know, we have a lot of, this was before any of this ever was discussed, months before, obviously. You know, we have a lot of gold that we left behind, and she was very upset about that. And